Subscribe, please.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimps Gal Guesses. It's been a long time. We are in the new house. We're here, we're not settled yet. We still have lots of things to do. You know how it is when you move. It just takes a while to get settled and get everything where you want it. So it's been some adjustment, but we are absolutely beyond thankful and blessed for this. If you didn't know, this house was gifted to us. No fees, no anything. Everything as far as building this house was donated by Operation Coming Home, the U.S. Veterans Corps, the Wake County Home Builders Association. Like, so many people went into making this that I could spend hours and I wouldn't be able to thank everyone, but we are beyond grateful for this. We would never be able to own our own home, let alone one this nice. So they definitely took care of us. Our builders were Royal Oaks, which is now a division of Mattamy Homes. They were incredible. But enough about that. We're here, we're getting settled. Thanksgiving is this Thursday, so we've had a lot going on. Gimpy's birthday was last week. Little Gimpy's birthday is Friday. A lot going on. So I'm gonna do a guesses really quick before I get into it. It is a prototype, that's why there's no box. It is by the same designer that designed Pavlov's house. I don't remember his name. If I see it in here, I will mention it, but if not, hopefully Gimpy can just put the name in here because I don't have a good memory. He doesn't, but he probably remembers this. But I do remember Pavlov's house, which is by DVG, or published by DVG Games, or the G, that stands for games, Danvers and Games. And I remember Pavlov's house very, very vividly because it blew my mind once Gimpy pointed out the face on the front of that box, because before he pointed it out to me, I literally just saw a brick building or some weird wall. I did not know that it was one of those kind of optical illusion things. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And I felt so stupid for not seeing it before he pointed it out. But this is I think, is this like a sequel? He wrote me some notes so that I would remember to say things, but I can't remember if this is supposed to be the sequel or not. I could be completely wrong. All I do know for certain is this is being published by Danvers Games. It's the same designer as Pavlov's house, and this is the prototype. So with all that in mind, let's get into it. He left it here like this. Again, it will obviously come in a box once it's released, but since it's the prototype and we're lucky enough to get our hands on it, we don't have the box yet. But it is called Castle Itter, or Iter, The Strangest Battle of World War II. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up and let's see. I don't have the contents. Most of the time the box will have the contents listed on the back. This obviously won't have that. But this looks like the rule book. Okay, so we have contents. That's the contents of this. So it just talks about introductions, setup and components, counters and cards, playing the game, defender actions, defender attributes, SS cards, ending the game, variants and references. So, okay, here though it does say 45 to 60 minutes is your playtime. It's for ages 12 and up, and it is a one-player game. It says the object of the game, the goal of Castle Itter is to last until reinforcement from the 142nd Infantry Regiment arrive. In the game, this is represented by playing through a deck of SS cards. Okay, so it's some type of card game, and your goal is to outlast that. David Thompson, it says who it is created by. Art is by Matt White. The counter design is by Jonathan Nikitas, and proofreading and copy editing was by Emery Gallant and Ted Davies. Those are the credits in here. So yeah, this is the rule book. So like I just read what the contents were on this, so it tells you exactly what part of the game you want to know and what page to go to or what part it is. So it doesn't look incredibly long. 24 pages, so that's not too bad, and that is including like the references. So yeah, it looks very thorough as far as like the instructions go. And there's color pictures, and yeah, I don't quite know if it says, let's see, 142nd Infantry Regiment arrive. Castle Itter. Oh, it says up here, you take control of makeshift force that is defending a castle nestled in the Austrian countryside from an SS assault. The force consists of Haha, I'm cheating in this one because it tells me who the sides are. American tank crew and infantrymen, Wehrmacht infantrymen, a former SS officer, French prisoners, and an Austrian resistance fighter. So those are who are involved. We have Austrian resistance, French prisoners, the Wehrmacht, American tank and infantry. That's who is all involved in this battle. It says it's a World War II tactical strong point defense game. Awesome. So let's look through all of these. Again, it doesn't really say what everything is because this is the prototype, so I don't know like how many cards there are. I could count them, but that would probably be boring and long, so I'm not going to do that. But these are definitely the cards. Let's see if we can see any difference. Okay, so here is one type of card. Tactics, I don't know. These are separated out for a reason, so I'm going to keep them separated. They look very similar, they're just separated out into three little. So we have these say tactics with a little strong arm on the front of it. I think that's what that is, right? It's supposed to be someone's like fist, I believe. Now these say like machine gun team, marksman, Jenny's Bane, recon, fire support, camouflage. Now they're numbered at the bottom, if you can see that. Like this one has the number 4, it says final assault. So they're in numerical order. So this one is the initial assault, initial assault, initial assault, those 3 cards. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, the breach the defense section, and then storm unleashed. There is another 3, and then there's 2 for the final assault. So these are in order. I guess you just play through these in order, in the number order. It said that you play through an SS deck. That must mean this, and then maybe each of these goes with one of those. I'm not 100%. These look like the different people and actions they can take. So like rifleman, there's a number 3, place 2, and then there's a 1 at the bottom. This doesn't mean anything to me right now. I'm just showing you example of these cards because they were kind of separated out. So I'm assuming maybe they're different, like they're supposed to be kept separated. Let's see if these are any different. So we have final assault, storm unleashed. Yeah, so they have the same 4 kind of sections with the tactics cards. You have like the initial assault, breach the defense. Is that what it is? Yeah. Storm unleashed, and then final assault. So each of these tactics decks, there was 3 of them, has that. Now they're different. Like this one says Western approach, this one says machine gun team. So they are different. So I guess that maybe has to do with like maybe what campaign you're playing or who you're playing as. But they all have that. So this one says northern approach, eastern approach, suppression, you know, has the same 4. Barrage. So yeah, they're definitely different. They were separated for a reason, but these are the tactics cards. And then let's see what these machine gunner. So yeah, these just say like, I guess different people, like if it's an infantryman or if it's a prisoner or one of those people that it said was in the game. Maybe that's what these tell you. Maybe you draw them and that tells you who you get or who you're fighting against. But again, they have a few numbers. Don't know what they mean. I'm sure it tells us in this book. And then you have things like suppressive fire. So you have like action cards in here as well. Reinforcements, Panzerfaust, some German word, attack location, target, besotten Jenny. Yeah, so was it besotten? Yeah, besotten. Attack defender. So yeah, these look like, and there's like this card is in here, looks like a special card, 142nd Infantry. Okay, so here's the end game card. So I don't know if this card is supposed to go at the bottom or if it's shuffled in maybe the bottom however many cards. There's another special card that says reinforcements. Add the defenders with the reinforcement R attribute designation to your supply. So this to me looks like each of these 3 are maybe campaigns and each of these decks goes with one of those. They each have, oh nope, they don't have the, that one did not have an in-game card. So maybe all of these get shuffled together and that end game card is shuffled somewhere maybe in the bottom part of it. I'm not sure. We can kind of skim through the rules and break our guesses rules a little bit at the end if I'm not clear. But yeah, these 3 decks I don't think have to be separated because they all look the same. But these 3 tactic decks are definitely different, and I think those are definitely supposed to be separate. So we're gonna leave those separate. And I'm sorry, I know you guys don't care because you're guys, but my hair is wet because we're limited on time. The kids are napping, or McKenna's napping, Bradley's in the shower, and I'm trying to film as quickly as I can. I did not have time to dry my hair. It would take me an hour at least to blow dry and fix my hair, and I didn't have time for that today. So this says, this game contains laser cut components. Laser cut items will have a slight amount of soot on and around the edges, which can quickly be wiped off. They will also have a campfire-like smell, which I can attest to, for about a week after being taken out of the bag. So they definitely have a burned, like wood, a campfire kind of smell to them. And I have soot on my hands, as you can see. So that's the thing with these laser cut ones. They're very precise, and I think the quality is better. Maybe it's better as far as financially for the companies to use this type of tactic that can mass produce maybe more quickly. I don't know what the whole thing is, but I know laser cut's a big deal. When we went to the WBC, I know some of the other developers that we talked to were talking about the laser cut and how cool it is, but this is what it talks about in there. So it's cool that it gives you that so you don't freak out and think, oh my gosh, are these on fire? Or, oh my gosh, why are my hands starting black? It's just because of the way that they're cut, but it will wipe right off. It's just like ash. So these are the counters, or some of them at least. Then we have another thing that looks like there might be some more types of counters. And then this looks like the game board. So not a ton of components, which I like, but it is a single player game. So it's not like you're gonna have, 4 more players, you're just gonna have yourself. So that's why it's a little less bulky as far as the contents go. But I gotta say, for prototype, this looks just like the real deal. I don't know if they change anything from the prototype to once they send it out, but this is really cool. So again, definitely, yeah, getting more soot off of these, and it does again have that little thing in there that lets you know it's okay. So these look like more the counters, like when you do an action or when something specific happens or you rank up or something, you get, like a crosshair. So if you're attacking someone, or if you're maybe getting health or hiding or something, that's what these to me look like, those type of counters, if that makes sense. There is a thing of like blank ones in here. I don't know if that's just because they needed to print 2, so they just used a whole sheet of them, or if these are supposed to be excess, but that one just has those 2. But we have some shields, some stars, some lightning bolts. These look like when you're buffering on YouTube, that's what it looks like. And then some more stars, and they look the same on the front and the back, so it's not, there's no difference. So yeah, there's bullets, and then there's another crosshair on those 2, and then we have more crosshairs. And again, there are the exact same on the front and the back, and then more of those lightning bolts. So that's one part of the counters. And then these look like the actual people, like the actual battle part of it. So these all say Scout, have the number 4, and then we have Sturm. So that these must be all the different sides, and it has that on one side and then who they are on the other. So maybe you don't know who you're gonna get, and you just kind of randomly place these, and once you get to it, you flip to see who it is. That would be my guess as of right now. But yeah, they all have that on the back, and then you flip them over to reveal if it's a Scout, a Sturm. So what else we have? We have another with just a single. It says Exhausted, and then Walt something. So when you use that one, you'll flip it to the exhausted side. I do know that. Some more, we have machine gunners, riflemen. The riflemen look like they're just kind of there, and then when you use them, they get flipped to exhausted. But all of these look the same, and I'm guessing the ones that have that little strong arm sign on them are just going to be laid out randomly, or you just draw it randomly and you don't know what you're going to get till you flip it. All of these just say it looks like different people, and then exhausted on the back. So we have Petrukovic, Pollock, Sutton, Warsham, Rushford, Signer, Meckley, Seismic. I don't know if these are names or if they're like ranks. I'm not sure, but they sound German. So that's my guess, but again, that, and then exhausted on the other side. More of these little strong arm cards. We have some riflemen, more scouts, more riflemen. So that, my guess is that these specific ones are not ones that you're gonna be picking specific ones. You're gonna be randomly seeing what you get. These are more people, it looks like, and then exhausted on the back. Some more with the exhausted on the back. I'm sorry, my fingers are all black from the soot. It's a very distinct smell. Probably just got black on my nose. Oh well. Now these say mortar, and then machine gunners, riflemen, so more of those. And they all have that on the back, and then you flip it to reveal what you're gonna get on that side. So those are the counters. Let's set these over here so I can pull the game board out. And then I'm probably gonna flip through the book just to see, because usually I can guess, but since I read that little blurb at the beginning that said that your goal is to outlast the deck, and we know there's a card in there that says the infantry has arrived, and that's how you know you win. So as long as you make it to that point, then you win. So here is a board. That over here. So we have Great Hall, Gatehouse, Besotten Jenny, which we saw one of the cards, Suppression, Actions, and then there's like a little, there's some numbers, some little circles. It looks like this is how you move. And then like this has 654, 654, 654, and then 0. Actions down here. So it looks a little confusing, but this is what this first board looks like. So maybe there's 2 game boards, it looks like. So that is one of them. And here is the other one. I can get it open. Okay, then we have North Terrace, Keep, Cellar, South Terrace, again, more numbers. And then this is the cellar over here. So this is the other. Maybe you can choose a campaign, and with whatever campaign, maybe it tells you which of these you're gonna be at, or maybe you end up using both. Maybe you move from one to the other. But those are the components. Now I'm gonna go through and kind of see if we can piece it together, because just from what I've seen, obviously I know that the point is to outlast the cards. Wherever that in-game card is in the deck, your goal is to survive until that happens. So how you do that, I don't 100% know, or who you're playing as, but let's see. All right, so it does tell us here what everything on the counters means. So we have attack value and suppress value is the top number, and then special actions and attributes is the bottom, and it is their name. And then we have on those other ones where you flip it to reveal disrupt value and defense value. And then on the cards, it does the same thing. It tells you kind of what it is. So, excuse me, playing the game, it says it's divided into turns. Each turn consists of 2 phases. Now this is going to be a little bit different of a Gimps Gal, because like I said, it's a prototype, so I don't want to guess it completely wrong, even though that's the whole point of it. But I kind of cheated in the beginning. I didn't realize I was reading like the gist of the game, so it's kind of hard for me to guess when I already know that's the point. You have to survive until that card comes up. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little bit more, just because we already kind of know the gist, and so we need to know a little bit more how we get to the gist of the game. So it says the game board depicts Castle Itter and its immediate surroundings. Colored square areas of the board are combat position, This, you know what, this isn't going to do anything, because then it's just me reading this, and who wants to really watch that? But it says game overview, the game board, and line of sight. Defender phase. Okay, so here's the 2 phases, defender phase and then the SS phase. The defender phase is, I guess, what you're playing as, and it says you take 5 actions with the defender counters. And then the second phase is the SS phase. You play 3 SS cards. So it did say that a game is playing through an SS deck. I guess these must be the SS decks, and or maybe you count so many out and then you put that in-game card somewhere in there. I haven't seen the setup part of it yet, but I know that you play through those. So you do it in that turn phase. You do your 5 actions with your counters, then you play 3 cards from them, and you just continue to go until you reach the end of the game, or die. That was great, or die. I'm trying to see if the setup is on here, because it's just kind of telling you all the different actions you can do and all the different things that the defenders or that the SS can do. So I'm trying to get to setup here to see if we can. So yeah, the SS cards are these cards here. But I don't see the setup. I know it has the setup in here somewhere. I must have just missed it. Yeah, setup. So there's the setup illustration, which is awesome. So it tells you how to do it. Set out the game board in the middle of the table. How do you know which game board you're using? I don't know. Place a defense value token on the 6 defense value area for each location. Arrange the counters near the board. Place one rifleman on each of the large numbered circles. So it's telling you everything you need to know. So I could read through all this and figure it out, but again, what fun is that? And anybody can do that. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna guess. I didn't see anything in here that tells you which board you're using, but they are very different boards and they look like complete game boards each on their own. So maybe, let's see, is there scenarios in here or anything? Because I don't see any scenarios. Okay, this says ending the game. There is variants. Okay, so there is. So there are different ways to play the game. So there is a 2-player thing in here. It does say you can play it competitive 2-player, which is cool because sometimes solitaire games, obviously people want to play them solitarily, but if you ever want to play it 2-player, this has that ability. You can play it 2-player. So it tells you how to set it up and play if you're doing 2-player, and then this is increased difficulty, veteran difficulty, and it tells you how to set it up for the veteran difficulty, and then there's also an elite difficulty way that you can play the game. So those look like the different ways that you play, and I guess it tells you which board you play depending on what level of difficulty you're going to play at. So yeah, it looks, since it's made by the same people and everything, it looks similar, like the colors and everything. Like the front of this gives me a very Pavlov's house feel, just the way that it's done. I really liked it. So that is really cool that it has that kind of feel to it. And I don't know if it has anything to do with Pavlov's house. I think I heard Gimpy say it's the sequel to that, but I could be wrong. But isn't that part of why you guys watch me, to see me be wrong? But that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't really guess because we already figured out in the first 5 minutes of me looking into it that the whole point of the game is to live until the end, which is when that card comes up, which I'll show you again. It says, this is an infantry card. So when this card comes up in the SS deck, that is when you know you've won the game. Other things will happen. There are action cards. This is the SS deck. So once you reach that infantry card and you are still alive, then you win the game. But I don't know if you put all these together and that just gets shuffled in randomly. In games I've played in the past where there's like an end card that once that card comes up, you win. Usually you shuffle them in the bottom X amount of cards. So that could be how this is done. You shuffle it in the bottom 5. And once you get down to the bottom 5, it can be at any point when you win the game. But that's my guess for how that would work. And then these must be your defender cards, I'm guessing, because it's turn and you go back and forth. You play 3 from them and you do 5 actions from your counters. So this must be the different difficulties, maybe I don't know. I didn't see scenarios in here, but these cards are definitely very different, and there's 3 of them unless all 3 of them play simultaneously. That could be it. There's multiple people involved or multiple sides, so that this could be for each of the different sides you're defending, or there could be different locations on this map or in this country that you're going to be playing or battling this war. Maybe it took place in a number of different towns, and so each map depicts a different part of that area, and then these go with that part, if that makes any sense at all, which I doubt it does. But that's my guess. Not really my guess. That's my unboxing / semi-guessing, semi-cheating on Castle Itter, the strangest battle of World War II. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Keep in mind, we are working on getting Gimpy's computer replaced, so I don't know if he's going to have it in time to have the editing on this up to what it usually is. If not, just bear with us. I am going to try to go live on Facebook and do some Gimps Gal painting corner because I really like painting models. It's just very relaxing. And it's kind of fun to chat with you guys. So if you're not already, go over to Facebook and follow me at Gimps Gal. And I will be going live some point in the next week or 2 to do some painting. Again, it's crazy with the holidays and birthdays coming up, and we just had a big move. So thank you for being patient and bearing with us as we try to get things up as we can. But there's a lot of fun things that we want to do to kind of spice up the channel once we're a little more settled. So definitely stick around because we're gonna go bigger and better. And I don't think there was anything else I wanted to mention, just that, yeah, we're working on the whole editing situation and we're getting settled and we're loving it here. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you're looking forward to Castle Itter when it comes out. I don't know what the release date, or I don't know any of that. I literally get handed something and say, hey, these are the things that you need to know about this. The rest of it, you're on your own. So I don't know anything else about when this is coming out, or if it's already got a release date, or if you can pre-order it or anything like that. But I guess if you want information on this, probably check out Facebook. Like if there's a DVG group on Facebook you can check out, or go to their website and check out information on it. But I don't know the details on anything as far as when it's being released or when it's going to be ready. This is just the prototype, and it's something to show you so you can get excited about it. So if you loved Pavlov's House, you're probably going to love this one because it's made by the same people. So I hope again that you liked it and I didn't ramble too much. And forgive me if I was a little bit off. It's been a very long time since I've done this, and it feels like I'm doing it for the first time. So I hope you guys liked it, and hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys soon.